Hello. I'd like to start this with great news. I ran 10 miles today, which means only 3 more to go for the half marathon that I'm running in 2.5 weeks. Also, good news. Ran it under 11 minutes a mile, which is fast enough, apparently, for my foot to feel like it's been infected with gangrene and is about to fall off. So we're going to have to address that at some point, but tonight we are victorious. And to celebrate, we're going to watch a stupid video and laugh at it together. Everybody okay with that? Cool. That sounds good to me. So in Brazil, something I've never seen before. The logical extreme to a series of human evolution that began with cavemen inventing fire that has somehow led to a point where we get essentially human tug of war. Right? Now, this has taken a long time. If this happened in 1960, it wouldn't have made any sense, right? In professional football, things need to marinate. They need to develop. And that's what's occurred to lead us to the video that we are about to watch. Now, that development has gone from guys in the 70s and 80s that would have never conceived of doing something like this. It's progressed into perhaps the flair and flopping of like a Cristiano Ronaldo at Manchester United, where he just watered down the Premier League just a little bit. He's still an amazing all-time great. But, he added that little bit of and then Neymar obviously took it from 1 to 1,000. If Ronaldo's the 1, then Neymar took it to 1,000. And to be fair, I always thought Neymar got fouled a lot, and I think he started to accentuate the fouls to try and protect himself because the guy's clearly hurt or hanging out with his sister, right? So those are the only two things that are going on there. And then after that, we've continued to progress through like maybe a Bruno Fernandes, although I had some people telling me he's actually hurt now, which would be a giant surprise because that guy, I don't know. I don't even know what to believe anymore, right? But if he is hurt, I'll say one thing. If you cry wolf so many times, people will stop believing you, especially if something doesn't look like it should be injuring you. So maybe stop crying wolf in the first place. And then, then maybe more people will believe you. That'd be the point. I get the competitive imperative to flopping that has developed, but it's become an epidemic. And our natural conclusion, I really don't know where we go from here, occurred in the Brazilian league. Okay, and it starts with this video from the stands that I believe I can show you. If I can't, then that means the editor has taken a few still frames to illustrate what I'm talking about, but I do believe I can show you it because it's from TNT Sports in Brazil, but I think it's a fan from it's like a fan shot from the stands so that it's not like DMCA-able so that this video doesn't get taken down. But here we go. We have a player on the field in a match between Botafogo and Fluminense. Sorry, Botafogo and Fluminense. I'm learning how to pronounce Brazilian names. And this is a dude from Botafogo. They are up 3-2 at the time. There's 7 minutes of stoppage time left, basically. And he's writhing around in pain, predictably. This is Atletico Madrid employing the dark arts, right, in extra time. Somebody sneezes in your general direction. You act like a bomb just went off. And that is what is happening. And then the goalkeeper runs over and does what would be the sensible thing in this situation, pulls him off the field. Because, of course, if he's off the field, we can continue play. Now, there is an obvious issue with this, right? There is an obvious issue with this, and that you are physically touching another player. But I understand the goalkeeper's frustration. Now, it takes a true genius to think up to do this. I mean, this is a moment of artistic inspiration here, right? We have been dealing with this. We know exactly what this is. And you can tell he's not that hurt because he sits up and he's no longer holding his face. And now he's looking around and maybe he is that hurt. And then we have somebody from the bench come over and throw him back on the field. If he's really that hurt, don't push. I mean, this guy does look like he might actually legitimately be injured. Like he's getting up slowly. And then we've got this dude who just starts dragging him back on the field. And then throws him down. And then just throws him down on the field. Like, what do we do? If he's actually hurt, you're making it worse. Like, I get that the whole wasting time thing is an imperative. But don't worry, time's already being wasted because the camera will eventually pan to what is essentially a giant fracas around the goalkeeper. Because, of course, what the goalkeeper has done is tantamount to violating the Geneva Convention when it comes to handling people that are flopping and writhing around on the edge of the field. Now, we have seen a player crawl back on the field before, but what we have not seen is a goalkeeper with a moment of inspiration go over and grab the guy and yank him off the field. And then we have a sub who's apparently, I like to imagine that the moment all of this is happening, The sub is already on his way. You actually see him. You see him at the bottom of the screen sprinting down, cuts in front of the corner flag to throw his potentially actually injured teammate back on the field with some force. This man, he's trying to get the manager's good gracious here, right? Like, I mean, he's flying. This dude's booking it. He's anticipating a need, and he is there to meet it. This giant fracas breaks out, which the other goalkeeper's up here. I don't know. I mean, how did he already get up there? Are we even playing a game at this point? What is going on? And then, this poor guy, who still might actually legitimately be injured, even though for all the world it looked like the dark arts were being employed, now has a mini shoving contest that is occurring above him because all of a sudden the subs for Fluminense have gotten involved, right? We've already got the Botafogo subs down there because they were sprinting down there trying to get the guy back on the field. Well, now the Fluminense subs have just spawned in on the touchline, and there's no actual players on the field involved in this conversation. The goalkeeper and one dude and the guy that's hurt. Everybody else is a sub at this point. It's they're subbing in just for the brawl. Like, these guys are out here to play the actual game, and we've got the subs to fight it out afterwards, and we'll see who wins either one of them. But there is one thing that this fan video does not capture. And this is the plot twist that you did not anticipate. And it's the plot twist that I love. Because I have a friend, right, he is Brazilian and also American. And he cover the U.S. national team. And I met him when I got invited to a U.S. National team match, which was very cool. And I follow him on Twitter now. And the result is this absolute banger of a tweet, right? And I'm going to do the same thing with the video here. If you see a slideshow, that means that the editor has realized that this is going to get DMCA'd and taken down if I show it to you. So you're just seeing pictures, or you might be seeing the actual video. But there is more to this, because our friend who was hurt, well, he didn't actually get hurt on the field. Watch this. So he doesn't get hurt on the field. Oh, there's music on this. Okay. He doesn't get hurt on the field. There is a Botafogo teammate dragging this poor dude onto the field to begin with. What is going on? If this dude's actually hurt, what the hell is everybody doing? If this guy is actually injured, he's getting ragdolled. But this makes a ton of sense, because what the goalkeeper did all of a sudden is a lot more justified, right? I feel like what the goalkeeper did, whether you like it or not, totally depends on which team you're a fan of. If you're a neutral, then you get to make up your own opinion. I think what the goalkeeper did was funny and not that detrimental. Feel like it could be dangerous, right? And you don't want people just tossing other players around. That's something that could get out of hand. But once you realize that the only reason the guy ended up on the field is because his teammate dragged him from off the field onto the field, I just only have I have one concern. I'm not bothered by what the goalkeeper did at all, because he is, this is happening down at the end of the field. He seems to be the only person that realizes this is going on, right? There's one guy way up the field that I think sees it, and he's gesturing at it. He's way back there. The goalkeeper's standing right next to this. He's watching it happen. So he got his moment of inspiration from watching another dude on Botafogo do this, who then tries to run away like nothing's happening, abandoning his hurt teammate. He's hurt. This is like a little kid when you accidentally break something in the house and you try and get as far away from it as quickly as possible. If your teammate is actually hurt, you are running away from him. He's now on the field. Tend to him. But no, he realizes that he's done something nefarious. He broke the glass vase that mom really likes, and so he's trying to get to the other end of the house so that he can pretend the dog did it. That's what this guy is doing. And then the goalkeeper comes over and drags him out, right? Because he'd just been dragged onto the field. Here comes our sub. He pushes him back down on the field, and a giant fracas starts. But there's one thing being overlooked in all of this. Is this dude okay? If I were him, I'd be mad at my teammates. Dude, what are you doing? You're just leaving me alone. This guy fractured his cheekbone or something. He's dislocated his shoulder. I don't know. He can't seem to figure out what injury is actually going on. He was holding his chest. He was holding his face. He could legitimately be hurt, but the fact that all this tossing around doesn't seem to have injured him more, it means it's probably nothing. But if I were him, and I was actually injured, what a stupid way to make that so much worse. I mean, for once, can we think about the injured player instead of the politics of the flopping? It's tearing us apart, and this guy is writhing on the ground in pain, deserving of attention. Of course, we saw in the other video, they eventually called over the entire training staff to 10 to the guy when he could have just gone 2 feet and gotten off the field. This is so bad that it's funny. It's so bad that it's funny. These two teams canceled each other out. They threw this guy across the line 3 different times, and 2 of the times he got thrown across the line were by Botafogo players. Violation. But seriously, refs got to start handing out cards. It's the most disturbing thing for me at the end of this video, besides the fact that we're ignoring the pain and suffering of this man, is the fact the referee doesn't start handing out cards. Nobody saw this? Or we've got a television camera in the goalkeeper's ass, and nobody saw this. None of the officials. This dude just went down. The ball's not in play. Nobody saw this. Card the dude that dragged him back onto the field. Card the goalkeeper. You probably should be ejecting the sub. He's on the field. During the play, right? You probably should just give him a straight red. I don't know the exact rules, but I feel like if you're not part of the playing 11, you just should not be there because the ball is still set up for a free kick right over here. The referee seemingly hasn't done anything about this yet. You got to start handing out cards for this nonsense, man, or it's just going to get worse. I realize Brazil is like, they're the innovating front line of new and creative ways to flop and employ the dark arts. This is something that Brazil and South America writ large really works hard to perfect as part of the game. So this will be in Europe in a few years, right? It's like a fashion trend. Brazil gets it first, and then the United States will get it about 60 years from now, where cargo shorts are just becoming cool. But they've pioneered this. I can't wait to see. You don't have to crawl onto the field anymore. You get your own teammate to throw you out there. And as long as refs aren't carding it, there's somehow no reason not to do this. I wish there wasn't. But as long as they are doing this, I'll have more stuff to make videos about because this is one of the dumbest looking things. Apparently, Botafogo scored after this, so they were just delaying their own success at the end of the day. Have a good one. See you guys. Go for a run.